Fun fact about me, I love to set up and organize garage sales. So stick around for my 10 best garage sale tips to set up for success. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Lindsay, a proud Anthem resident and your local realtor with the Wise Move AZ team at Realty One Group. On this channel, we have a lot of fun talking about all things Anthem and real estate, and we would love to have you along for the ride. So hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon to be notified when our new videos are released every single Thursday. Garage sales can be a great way to declutter your home, get rid of things you no longer want or need, and even to put a little extra cash in your pocket. We hosted a 3-family garage sale with my in-laws a couple of summers ago, and it was so much fun. We ran our garage sale from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon that weekend, and my husband and I walked away with almost $1,000. We also had a ton of fun spending our weekend outside with our families. Whether you're getting ready to move or you just need to declutter, these 10 tips are going to set your garage sale up for success. Tip number 1, know the rules. First things first, you need to make sure that you're allowed to have a garage sale or yard sale at your house. This means reading the bylaws, CC&Rs, and other governing documents for your neighborhood. For example, in Anthem, where we live, some neighborhoods allow garage sales and some don't. It's possible that you'll be required to get a permit to host your garage sale as well. Make sure that you know and understand the rules in advance so that you can plan accordingly. If you can't host a garage sale at your house, consider asking a friend or family member if you can host your sale in their yard. You could even offer to sell some of their items for them if they'd like. Tip number 2, schedule wisely. You want to schedule your garage sale at a time when people in your community will be around. This tip will require a little research on your part. Jump online and see what's already scheduled for the weekend you're considering. Will the other events scheduled help to bring people into your area or take them away? For example, you may want to avoid major holidays if people tend to leave your area. You also want to take the weather into consideration. For example, in Arizona, July and August are really hot, and people may prefer to stay inside where it's air conditioned. I know I do. You want to find a weekend where it's warm enough for people to be outside comfortably, and you also want to avoid the rain. The rain can wreck your stuff and drive people inside. Tip number 3, consider combining families. As I mentioned at the start of this video, we did a garage sale where we combined 3 different families, and it was so much fun. Combining families meant that we had a wider selection of items to offer, and it also meant that we had more people to work at the sale. Combining families can add a little bit of complication when it comes to setup and accepting payments, so just make sure that you're talking through those elements in advance. Will everyone bring and set up their own tables? Will you use color-coded stickers to know which items belong to which family? Will each family be responsible for taking their own payments? If not, how will you keep track of how much money each family made? Tip number 4, spread the word. Now that you've determined the rules and picked the perfect weekend to host your sale, you need to spread the word. I strongly encourage you to share an invitation to your garage sale online. You can create a really cute digital garage sale sign using a program like Canva. Share it on social media, including in local buy and sell groups if permitted. Additionally, you may want to post on sites like Craigslist. I encourage you to share the details of some of the most intriguing items you have. For example, if you have a piece of exercise equipment, luggage, or furniture, I encourage you to include the details in your post. Don't forget to include the dates, times, and location. Additionally, I encourage you to make a flyer that you can take to your neighbors. I always like to invite my neighbors and apologize in advance for the added traffic. You want to advertise your garage sale a few days in advance. That's enough time for people to plan, but not enough time for them to forget. hopefully. Tip number 5, get organized. There is a lot of work that goes into planning a successful garage sale. If you haven't already done so, do the following. Go through your entire house and compile everything you're hoping to sell. Move all of the items for sale into one area of the house. Price everything in advance using colorful stickers. Prices should be clearly visible. You should also have an idea of how firm you are on each price. People like to negotiate, and you need to know your bottom line. Ensure you have the right supplies. This includes tables, chairs, a cash box or apron, pens, markers, shopping bags, and so on. Come up with a plan of how you're going to display things. Assign clear jobs to each person working at the sale. Tip number 6, make good signage. This might be my favorite part of a garage sale, making the signs. Firstly, it's really important that you know and follow any rules around signage in your area. If you're not allowed signs, you're going to have to really push with the online advertising of your sale. If you are allowed signage, you're going to want to use directional signs to help people get to your home. Start at the main roads and work your way back to your house. Keep the signs simple. Remember, people are driving. They can't read the small essay you wrote on a little sign. I recommend just writing garage sale in big, bold letters and then using an arrow to point them in the right direction. You also want to have great signage at your house. For our last garage sale, I made a huge banner that went across the top of the house. I really wish I had taken a picture that I could show you. Make sure that you have a good plan for affixing the signs so that they don't blow away. Okay, now for a little rant, bear with me. Please, please, please pick up your signs at the end of each day. Leaving them up clutters and degrades the neighborhood and its litter. Take pride in where you live and clean up after yourself. Tip number 7, have a cash float. Unless this is a really fancy garage sale that accepts debit and credit card payments, you're going to have to use good old-fashioned cash. Make sure that you go to the bank and get lots of change and small bills. Chances are that your first customer will show up with a $20 bill to buy a 75-cent item. Just saying. Know how much of a float you started with so that you know how much money you made at the end of each day. Be sure to take large bills inside regularly. Tip number 8, take time to set up. If your garage sale is set to start at noon, don't think that you can just open up the garage door at 11:45 and you'll be ready. Do as much prep work as you can the night before and put in a couple of hours before the sale starts. You want to create aesthetically pleasing displays of like items, kind of like your favorite boutique stores. You also want to make sure that all prices are visible. I also recommend that you set the tables up in a U shape so that there's a clear flow rather than just having tables scattered around the yard. You also want to set up items that aren't clear or require explanation. For example, at our last garage sale, we had a tent in a bag. It didn't sell on day 1, but on the morning of day 2, we set it up in the yard and it sold almost immediately. You also want to make sure that you have shopping bags and possibly packing material handy for people who buy several items. Tip number 9, be safe and have fun. Inviting strangers up to your house to go through your things probably isn't up there with the safest things to do. That being said, there are so many things you can do to keep yourself safe. Put the more expensive items at the back. Always have more than one person working. Remove big bills from the cash box or apron regularly. Lock the house, but keep a key on you. Don't leave the cash unattended. Keep your cell phone on you at all times. If someone is making you uneasy or scared, consider going inside. Remember, you're not replaceable, but your stuff is. Remove any valuables from your garage that are not for sale. In addition to staying safe, have fun. At our garage sale, we had lemonade and snacks and music. We didn't take it too seriously. No one was there to get rich, and we just had a lot of fun spending time together and meeting new people. Tip number 10, plan for unsold items. Spoiler alert, not everything's going to sell. I know, it sucks. You put all this work into your sale, and on Sunday afternoon, the tables aren't empty. Come up with a plan for the items you don't sell so that they don't just sit and collect dust for years. I recommend boxing everything up and dropping it off at a donation center the very next day. Get it out of the house and move on. Alternatively, if you have some bigger ticket items left, you could sell those online in local buy and sell groups. So there you have it. What do you think? When will you be hosting your next garage sale, and what tips from this video will you be incorporating? If you found this video helpful, let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with your friends. Also, if you're having a garage sale because you're trying to get your house ready to sell, you're going to want to click and watch this video up top where we share our checklist of getting your home ready for listing. Or if you'd like to hire a home cleaner now that you've done all this work decluttering your house, click to watch this video on the bottom where we share our tips for hiring the best person for the job. Enjoy those, and I'll see you next Thursday.